Hi folks, it's Susan at the Rock Shop at 311 Broadway, historic downtown Paducah, where positive energy works. And I've got a message this week from Archangel Ariel. So if you've ever worked with angels, you know when they've got a message that they want you to deliver, they can be rather persistent. And I am so thrilled and privileged to work with angels. And this morning, while I was sitting here in this chair doing a little meditating before Robert got up, I hear this noise behind me in the dining room. And I'm like, okay, I know nobody's up and there's nobody in the room. What's going on? So I go in and I take a look, and sure enough, we have a little rotary fan in there, and the cord was kind of wrapped around the top of it. And the cord had fallen off and hit the hardwood floor. It was a very distinctive noise, and I recognized it immediately when I, reproduced it. And I'm like, okay. I love it when my angels are physical. It tells me that they're right there with me. And I'm like, okay, why are you knocking the cord off of the fan? What's the message here? Because if you've worked with spirit for even a minute, you know that they don't typically use English language or whatever language you speak. They tend to work with emotions and through symbolism and showing you little signs along the way. So I knew this was a sign. I just wasn't quite sure what. But then I remembered, well, you know what? I sleep with the fan on to create white noise. And I had been thinking all week about how noisy the whole world has gotten. There's just so many competing messages going on locally and regionally and nationally and even globally. And I kept thinking, man, it's making me a little crazy, to the point where I kind of wanted to tune it all off. So I knew that the message was about white noise. So let me tell you what white noise is. So I looked it up, and the Oxford Dictionary says white noise is noise containing many frequencies with equal intensity. Yeah, I'd say that pretty much describes what's going on with all the talking heads and all of the news and the social media. So I'm like, okay. And I thought Archangel Ariel was going to have me talk about this one particular subject. But in fact, it's completely different. And I always know that it's a true message from the divine and from the archangels when it really differs from what I thought, my ego, what I thought they wanted me to talk about. So what did she want me to talk about? Well, white noise. So if you've listened to me at all, you know I use the example of a radio where you can tune into a specific frequency and you can pick up that station and then hear their playlist, right? But if you're not right on that sweet spot, you hear that, staticky white noise. And so we're kind of sitting in that zone where we're not tuned into any frequencies. There's competing frequencies, and they're pretty equal in their intensity. So here's the message, and I tend to read the message so that I get it right. So the message was, think of your radio and tuning in rather than listening to the white noise. What station will you tune into? Will it be fear and despair, or will it be hope and enthusiasm? It's up to us to decide the frequencies of our lives. Tune in. Tune high. Set the tone, show the way. Will there be problems? Yes. But running around like a chicken without their head isn't going to solve the problem. And I always love when they get humorous with me, right? Is your way the only way and the only station? No. Listen. Cooperate. Take advantage of what is available to you. Share. Love one another. Remember who you are. There are big issues that need to be addressed. Start within. Radiate out. Show the way. Stay steady in the face of the storm. You can continue to fight one another, fear one another, hate one another. Or you can remember who you are and the frequency of God's unconditional love. Remember, you are all one. When you empower someone, their strength is to your advantage. A well-fed, stable, happy, successful, balanced individual is no longer a threat to you. A balanced individual equals a balanced family, and a balanced family then becomes a balanced community, and balanced communities then become balanced states, and so on. So start within. The white noise in your life, recognize it as you're not tuned into God's frequencies. You're off channel. Pick a frequency. I recommend a divine one. Again, there's that sense of humor. Tune your dial to that station, and you will no longer have the white noise and static. And when you're tuned into that divine station, you realize that not everyone can, should, or will listen to the same station that you have tuned into. And that is how it should be. For diversity is what brings a rich symphony to our lives and to the planet. All notes of the scale must be played for balance in the frequency of the universe. Your choice is to listen to the talking heads versus going outside and look around. Observe what is happening in your world. Fix what is broken. Tweak what is not working well. Celebrate your harmonies. God's got this. Stop doubting. Start loving. Archangel Ariel. I recognize not every individual and not every community is peace and harmony. But if you really just go outside and take a look, observe, the birds are singing and making nests, and the flowers are starting to bloom, and the bees are buzzing. And, Earth is doing what Earth does, which is renew herself. And it's a perfect time of the year to take the signal from her and renew ourselves, because we're going through a time where Earth is changing, where society is changing. We don't have many people who remember the global pandemic of 100 years ago. Okay? So this is all new for us, and it's weird. It is. It's weird. But go outside and look around. Okay? And if you like what you see, then relax. If you don't like what you see, then fix the problems, tweak what's not working well, and celebrate what is. And that's the message from Archangel Ariel today. So folks, remember who you are. There's a lot of white noise out there. Pick a frequency and tune into it. And as she would say, pick it high and pick it divine. Namaste. Get balanced. We love you.